Abortion is one of the most debated topics in American history, but to truly understand where we are today, we need to look back at the laws, the activism, the court rulings, and the turning point that have shaped this issue over time. In the early 19th century, abortion wasn't as controversial as it is today. In fact, it was legal in most states as long as it happened before quickening, when fetal movement could be felt, usually around the fourth or fifth month. Midwives commonly provided abortion services and society largely accepted it. But by the late 19th century, things changed. The American Medical Association led the push to criminalize abortion, partly to establish control over reproductive medicine. At the same time, there were concerns about declining birth rates among certain populations, which fueled efforts to restrict abortion access. By 1900, abortion was illegal in almost every state, except to save the mother's life. With abortion criminalized, people didn't stop seeking it, they just had to do it in secret. Some turned to unlicensed providers, often in dangerous conditions. Others attempt self-induced abortions using herbs, chemicals, or even physical harm. Thousands of women suffered complications, and many lost their lives. Hospitals saw an increase in patients suffering from infections and injuries caused by unsafe abortions. The reality was clear. Abortion bans weren't stopping abortions, they were making them more dangerous. Then came the 1960s. The civil rights movement, feminist activism, and growing awareness of public health issues led to increasing calls for change. Some states began loosening restrictions, but it wasn't until one landmark case that everything shifted. In 1970, a woman named Norma McCorvey, known in court as Jane Roe, filed a lawsuit against Texas' abortion ban. Her case, Roe v. Wade, made it all the way to the Supreme Court, and in 1973, the court ruled in her favor. The decision was groundbreaking. The court declared that abortion was protected under the constitutional right to privacy, making it legal nationwide. For the first time, abortion access was recognized as a fundamental right. But if anyone thought Roe would end the debate, they were wrong. Instead, it became a rallying point for anti-abortion movements. Almost immediately, opposition groups mobilized. Politicians, especially within the Republican Party, began passing laws to restrict abortion access. In 1992, Planned Parenthood versus Casey upheld Roe, but allowed states to impose restrictions as long as they didn't create an undue burden on women seeking abortions. This ruling led to waiting periods, parental consent laws, and clinic regulations that made access more difficult, especially for low-income women and people in conservative states. Over the next few decades, states passed hundreds of new restrictions. Clinics closed, anti-abortion groups gained power, and the political divide on abortion only deepened. Then came 2022, the year that changed everything. A case from Mississippi, Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization, challenged Roe directly, and in shocking ruling, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, ending nearly 15 years of federal abortion protections. Overnight, abortion laws were thrown back to the states. Some states immediately banned it, others strengthened protections. The country became more divided than ever. For many, Dobbs wasn't just about abortion, it was about government control over personal decisions. And for millions of Americans, the future of reproductive rights became uncertain. So, where do we stand today? Well, it depends on where you live. Some states have near total bans, forcing people to travel long distances or seek medication abortion in secret. Others have expanded access, even offering financial help to those coming from out of state. But this fight isn't over. New lawsuits, new policies, and upcoming elections will continue shaping abortion laws in America. One thing is clear, this issue isn't going away. The history of abortion in the United States has been shaped by changing laws, shifting beliefs, and ongoing debates, from early acceptance to criminalization, from Roe v. Wade to its reversal. Each chapter reflects the country's evolving stance on reproductive rights. Today, abortion laws vary widely across states, affecting millions of people differently. Whether viewed as a legal issue, a moral debate, or personal choice, one thing is certain: this discussion is far from over, and its impacts will continue to shape the future.